All right, what is up, internet? Just wanted to make another Bitcoin and crypto video for you guys. So, if you're following Bitcoin, um, you know that it's kind of dropped off a cliff in the last year. We had highs of almost 20,000 back in December, and right now we're down at 32.72. If you look at over the last 7 days, this is pretty much the bottom for the year was like 3,200, 3,150, depending on what market you're looking at, what exchanges you're on. But yeah, so we're just like $75 off of the one year lows. And a lot of people say that we're going to go further. People are saying that we haven't hit enough capitulation yet. So one of the kind of memes or things that's been flying around Twitter and everyone's talking about is this kind of market psychology, the cycles of the market, and everyone's saying we need to hit like mass capitulation. Everyone needs to be get throwing in the towel, giving up. Um, and we go into despair. I don't know. Sometimes despair and capitulation are kind of switched around on these little pictures, but basically, kind of the consensus now is we should be somewhere near the end of the bear market. We're still going to go lower, and once we hit the bottom, you're going to know it because there's going to be mass capitulation, and once everyone's giving up, that's when you should buy, and that's when it's the bottom. Um, but kind of the problem I have with that argument or that reasoning is that that's like literally the consensus right now is we have to wait for capitulation. Like it's some kind of event that you're going to be able to know when it hits. And then you're supposed to actually be smart enough to buy when everyone else is freaking out. Like everyone's waiting for capitulation, thinking that they're not going to be the ones that actually capitulate. So it's kind of a chicken and the egg scenario, I think, where um, if everyone's waiting for it, this capitulation event, it might never actually happen, right? Like we could totally bottom and go up to 5,000 and people are still going to be saying, "Oh no, we never had that capitulation event. Um, not enough people gave up. There wasn't enough blood in the streets, so we're going to go right back down to 1,800 or whatever." But and that's the thing. It's like no one actually knows. So the people that are saying that this is the bottom here, a lot of the it's like the same kind of people that were saying that 6,000 was the bottom, and like you really don't know if this is the bottom or not. It could be the bottom. We could go down to 2,000 or 1,000. You just don't actually know. But I wanted to kind of look at um, a historical bottom that most of us have lived through and what that actually looked like. So what does capitulation actually look like? Um, and I don't think it's fair to just compare it to the last bear market in crypto because that was like the Mt. Gox hack. It was still a super new asset class. It was barely worth anything even then. So you really just didn't like you can't compare it to like historical sentiment because it was just a whole different scenario back then, I think. So like yeah, the Bitcoin market is still very new and it's not very established and it still has a long way to go. But let's compare it to a stock market crash. So we're all familiar with the 08, 09 stock market crash. It bottomed basically the first week of March in 2009. And so I did a Google search with the date tool to look up some articles right at the bottom of the stock market crash to see what the sentiment was. So let's get into it. Um, this is from the Wall Street Journal called Dow 5,000. There is a case for it. Strategists see rally, but earnings point to 1995 level for stocks. Yeah. So despite Friday's small gain, the Dow Jones Industrial Average marked its fourth consecutive week of losses as it tumbled through the 7,000 point mark and spiraled to new 12-year lows. The Standard & Poor's 500 stock index is trading below 700 for the first time since 1996. Yada, yada, yada. Just kind of goes through all the details. I like to just skip to the conclusion on these things, and it kind of gives you the gist of the sentiment. So some analysts who look at stock price trends see indexes heading much lower. There's a good chance the market could keep going lower, says Bill Strazulo, chief marketing strategist at Bell Curve Trading. His firm's targets are 500 on the S&P and 5,500 on the Dow. Using charts of buying and selling trends, a small bounce may come around 650 for the S&P as short sellers take profits around that level. Mr. Staruzzo says long-term buyers have also been active at about those levels and may help push prices higher temporarily, he says. Keep in mind that this was literally written at the very bottom of the crash. Some people may see this as the bottom, but I think there is another leg to go on this. Mr. Trezzulo says that the last leg will probably be the general public throwing in the towel. In other words, wait till the general public hits mass capitulation. When everyone's giving up, that's when you know to buy. When everyone's throwing in the towel. It's not it. It's going to be when everyone's quitting. But that was it, guys. This was March 9th. March 9th, 2009, the very bottom of the bear market for that year. And he's saying there's a longer leg to go on this. We're still going to go lower. Wait until everyone's throwing in the towel. Anyways, that was the Wall Street Journal. Let's look at Forbes. This is kind of the same thing. Just starts off saying how fucked we all are. Oh my God. Everything's tanking. What is going to happen? Where's the bottom of this? This is called How Low Can the Stock Markets Go? March 12th, like 3 days after the bottom. Let's skip to the conclusion on this. All right, it says, thus must, man, I can't read today. It's 2 a.m. in the morning, so bear with me. Thus, most likely, we can brace ourselves for new lows on the U.S. and global equities in the next 12 to 18 months. Eventually, a more sustained recovery will occur once we are closer to clear signals that this ugly global U-shaped is not turning into an L-shaped near depression, yada, yada, yada. New lows reached in the next months and year ahead. Actually, the low was about 3 days before this article was written. More experts saying that the bottom has not been reached. Basically, it kind of just talks about like all the false bottoms. Shouldn't have bought a month ago. You shouldn't have bought 6 months ago, and you shouldn't buy now. But actually, you should buy now because this is the very bottom of the market. This is on March 12th. If you look at the stock, the chart here, this is like, so March 9th is right here. You're at like 740, kind of bottomed. This is like a weekly chart, but 686. I think it mentioned that in one of those articles. That was like the Friday's close before the 9th. So it was like the 6th, March 6th or something. So yeah, we're right in here. Everyone's saying we haven't bottomed yet. We're going to go way lower. This is going to be another 18-month bear market. Maybe start buying around 2010, 2011. Yeah, well, if you did that, you would have just missed out on 100% gains. Yeah, goes from 670 to 1300 ish. So yeah, you can't really listen to experts. You never know when the bottom is going to be. You would have been much better off buying in the middle of this free fall right here. I mean, you would have been better off buying down here at 1,000 and watching it drop another 40%, um, and then coming back up in the next few months, than waiting 18 months like they're saying. They're saying, "Oh yeah, wait all the way 18 months until it's around 1,200." If you would have waited, if you would have listened to them, you would have missed out on a huge buying opportunity. So yeah, guys. Basically, my point is the sentiment that you're reading in these articles. It's like the same exact sentiment that you see now. People are saying that we haven't hit the bottom yet. Not enough people are thrown in the towel. Let's wait for the capitulation. Guys, if everyone's waiting for the capitulation, then you can't actually capitulate. So, like, that's the problem. Everyone's talking about it right now. So it can't actually happen. Like, it's going to bottom, and people are going to still say, oh, this wasn't bad enough. And then you're going to go up. We're going to go up to 6,000 again. And everyone's going to be like, oh, shit. Yeah, that was the bottom. Yeah, we actually bottomed down on December 15th. But whoops. Now we're back at 6,000. Okay, I guess we should all buy. Anyways, what do you guys think? Leave your comments in the description not in the description. Sorry guys. It's been a long night. Leave your comments in the comments section where comments go. And if you if you like this video, hit that subscribe button. Share this video around if you think other people need to see it. Let me know what you guys are actually doing with your own money if you're buying. I've been buying dollar cost averaging. I know it's like what everyone's saying to do right now too, but I've been doing it like basically 14th or 15th of the month. I put $1,000 in. Been doing that the last like 6 months. Yeah, I wish I would have just waited until now to put in $6,000, but oh well. You never know. That's the thing. You never know when the bottom is. So I really think that just dollar cost averaging in is probably the best way to go. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. All right. Have a good night.